Hey everyone, this is Alex from Alex's Autism Acceptance Channel. Wherever you're watching in the world, hope you're having a good day. Listen, the fact that I have to make this is expected, but it doesn't make it any less sad to talk about. Obviously, there's a trigger warning at the beginning of the video. What this is talking about is really difficult to, but it's necessary in order to raise some awareness. Um, I just an announcement here. Because of the seriousness of this topic, I am going to be reading off a script because I want to make sure that I get absolutely everything down that is on my mind. Because I know that when I'm making videos, sometimes a lot of things slip my mind that I really want to talk about, but I never get to. Um, and yeah, let's just get right into this. But before I do, I just want to say I do read pretty monotone, so this may or may not sound passionate, but I promise you I put all the passion into this letter, and I hope you can hear that through what I read. Dear special education parents, please be on the lookout for how your children's teachers react and comment. Over the past few weeks, what I have seen has been extremely concerning. For a bit of background knowledge, I've spent roughly 1,000 hours in either volunteer centers of special education children or in schools with special education classrooms, mostly the latter. The number of special education teachers who are not fit to be there and who do not treat their role with the necessary responsibility has grown at a significant rate. This does not apply to all special education teachers, of course, or even most of them. Most special education teachers I know are the kindest people I have ever met. However, I think you all need to know about the increase in inappropriate behavior as of late and some steps to respond. There are some, by the way, I will be calling these SPED teachers from now on. It's short for special education. There are some SPED teachers who are severely lacking in compassion and understanding. There are some SPED teachers who do not even attempt to de-escalate a situation whenever a child is in distress. In fact, the majority of those who don't attempt to make it better attempt to make it worse, which they do. There are some SPED teachers who handle students physically in ways that are completely unacceptable and would be fired or even arrested if they were working with any non-special needs students. There are some SPED teachers who gossip about the students when everyone is away and audibly complain that they regret taking the job. There are some SPED teachers who gossip with one another about students' medical records and their medications and describing in disturbing detail the, and I quote, consequences of not taking these medications. Just in front of everyone, in front of me, who's not even in special ed. There are SPED teachers who encourage future SPED teachers to evaluate the two SPED students with the greatest potential and to ignore everyone else. What does the greatest potential mean? Couldn't tell you. There are very good SPED teachers that I have talked to who are absolutely disgusted with this recent behavior and wholeheartedly condemn it. This is unacceptable, this is asinine, this needs to stop. Here is what special education parents can do. Evaluate how your student feels after they come home every day. If they have a new teacher and they are coming home upset for more days than usual, that is something to take a look at. Evaluate the teacher's tone and their body language during IEP meetings, behavior meetings, and parent-teacher conferences. Do you see passion in their eyes? Do you hear passion in their voice? Do they look like a teacher on a mission? As a teacher myself, I can say that when you are putting your child's life in our hands, it is more than fair to have extremely high standards for us. I would argue that even higher standards are required for special ed teachers than general ed teachers. That, of course, is a debate to be had, and maybe that will happen at a later time. If you suspect within reason that a special education teacher may be abusive, an option is to send that child to school with a recording device for potentially collecting evidence. Two-party consent is not needed for recording in classrooms except in these 12 states. You can also go to the administration and discuss your concerns anonymously, as well as request an evaluation of the teacher in the classroom just to make sure or remove any doubt that he or she is doing a good job with your student. I want to dedicate this part of the video to the special education teachers who are doing what I mentioned in the first part of this letter. All I can say is stop. Stop what you're doing. Today, tonight, whenever you're watching this, it doesn't matter. What you are doing is wrong, and it needs to be fixed. I do not hate you for what you are doing. I'm not mad. I'm not even disappointed. I am sad, and I want you to do better. And not just better. I want you to do the absolute best that you can. I want you to do the best you can because these kids that you are teaching deserve the best you can. The parents of these students deserve the best you can. This community you're in deserves the best you can. Teachers who are mistreating these students, think back to the beginning when you were studying for this major. Think about the passion you felt. Think about the heart you had for these kids. Think about the joy knowing that you were going to make a positive difference for so many people. Go back to that time. Love your kids and your community like that. Special education is a difficult job. I get it. And I have the utmost respect for you taking this job and embracing the challenges that come with it. But it isn't enough to accept it just one time. You need to keep accepting it, day by day, hour by hour, situation by situation. Love these kids like the future depends on it, because it does.